What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great weekend, ready for the new year. But we're here to talk about the Eagles and their Week 17 opponent, the Arizona Cardinals. I've got the practice squad elevations, all the updates with their roster, the depth chart, everything they're doing here. But you will see the updated depth charts after, they put the elevations in, all that stuff moved around. So you'll see exactly what both of these teams will look like. Now, this is not a live one, but it was live earlier today. Excitement in the air, talking about those birds, certain someone back in the mix. So go check that bad boy out. But love to hear your thoughts down below, and I will be live a pregame show tomorrow around 11:45. So hope to see you then. Let's go birds, baby! But look, let's jump right into this bad boy. And the Eagles had a bunch going on today, and we talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. But in case you missed it, we'll touch up on some of these things before we get into the elevations. Let's talk about it. So Zach Cunningham, his game status has now been changed to doubtful for this game. So unfortunately going to be without him again. But we've got Shaq Leonard, who was signed here, Ben Van Sumer now on the roster, and you have Nicholas Morrow there. And we'll talk about someone else here in a second. But then also the guy we're talking about who's back in action, Avonte Maddox. Now, don't expect him to be, starting right away and getting thrown in the fire. I expect them to take it maybe slowly these last two games, get him ready for the playoffs. That's what I would do, but we'll see what the Eagles decide to do. But happy either way to get him back. And the move we talked about yesterday, told you I thought Albert O would be gone. They didn't have to get rid of him. He miraculously shows up on Friday with a hamstring injury, and then all of a sudden he's placed on IR. So, crazy how that worked out. So those are the things that went down. Now let's talk about who they elevated. And obviously with Zach Cunningham being doubtful now, Brandon Smith gets elevated once again. So getting another opportunity to show he can help out on special teams. Not going to use him on defense, especially now with Nicholas Morrow playing, but he gets an opportunity to show his thing on special teams. And I like the kid, we'll see if he can prove enough to stick around in, next year's offseason. He's one of those tweeners, those guys we talk about, perfect for this system, playing behind Reddick, Nolan Smith, learning there. I think he's more suited for there than he is linebacker. But hey, we'll see how his career goes here, but best of luck to him on Sunday. Now, let's take a look with the reserves. Now, I changed this up a little bit for those of you who watch on the left side. You'll see the offense. On the right side, you will see the defense. So on the offense, you see Roderick Johnson. Now Albert O added on there. We know Bradley, Dean, Evans, and McPherson are there, but Maddox now off of the defensive side. So Dean, we're hopeful maybe he comes back for the playoffs. We know Devin Allen was placed on practice squad, injured reserve earlier this week. And then Isaiah Rodgers, we're hopeful, he's going to do some magical things here next year. Very excited about him. But those are the guys you will not see on this depth chart coming up. Anyone in green is new to the team this season, so keep that in mind. But here is the Eagles offense. Healthy, ready to rock and roll. And Jonathan Gannon, you're about to meet your maker. Let's go, baby. So Landon Dickerson is back. Alameda seeing more reps than Julio, getting the other tight ends involved. And look, these other three are the only ones we use anyway, so just made sense. So do not have Albert O, a fourth tight end, but don't need him. So I'd like to see some more 12 personnel, maybe a dabble of 13. Keep getting creative with this offense. Very excited there. Now on the defensive side of the ball, Zach Cunningham probably not going to play, doubtful, but Darius Slay, we know, is out. Ringo getting a chance to step in here again, and you're going to see Ringo, Ricks, Bradbury, Roby, and a little bit of Maddox in there too. So very excited. Maybe Bradbury can play more of that dime backer role we talk about. And look, when Slay comes back, definitely a possibility if Ringo is still balling, but we'll see. Now, we talked about, Brandon Smith. You could see there in parentheses, he is the practice squad guy. So you got four linebackers. You got Morrow, Van Sumer, and Shaq. But as I mentioned, not really a linebacker, more of like where Patrick Johnson, Nolan Smith, and Reddick are, So either way, not going to see much on defense unless somebody gets banged up. And we used just Shaq and Van Sumer last week. So we'll see. But other than that, these guys all good to go. Next man up when it comes to linebacker and corner. All about it, baby. Then the special teams unit, everyone good to go. So you can see why they elevated Brandon Smith there. Everybody else, hey, look, we're getting healthy at the right time. We've got a plethora of corners, so we knew with Slay out, we'd get to see some young guys. Been very excited about Ringo, very excited about Rick. So Tell me your thoughts on all of that, how you're feeling about the offense, defense, special teams, whatever's on your mind. But let's now take a look at the Arizona Cardinals, and they've got a few things going on here too. So let's take a look at yesterday. We talked about this. They placed Marquise Brown and Jonathan Ledbetter on IR. So you won't see them. And I just wanted to clear that up, why they have open roster spots. So Bobby Price, we talked about him being designated to return. So they get a cornerback as well, a cornerback back as well anyways. So Bobby Price returned, and then they claimed from the Lions there, Trevor Nowaski, the linebacker. So they add another linebacker to their mix. And then their elevation today was, look, another Penn Stater. So we had Penn Stater for an Eagles, and now a Penn Stater for the Cardinals. Made a little joke about that earlier today. Maybe somebody from Penn State could step it up this weekend. So you've got Dan Chisena there, and obviously Brandon Smith for the Eagles. So Marquise Brown on IR now. Here is the full list of the Cardinals reserves in case you missed any of the shows, but you can go check them out throughout the week, breaking everything down, top matchups, behind enemy lines, get to know everything. But you see here, offense and a little special teamer added in there on the left. So you've got Brown, Elfline, Gaines, Mack, and Swaim there on IR. And then Hembro, the long snapper, on IR. Hayden Howerton, practice squad IR. And then you can see on defense, Collier, Fenton, Fotu, Ledbetter, Watkins, White, and Woods all on IR. Anyone in black you see here, they are new to the team this season. But you see the asterisk by Fotu. He was designated to return, but was not able to make it back. So he is out for this game, still on IR. Now let's take a look. Offense here. Again, anyone in black is new to the squad. You see only one person was there last year on depth. That's crazy. They've got a few new starters there. Kyler Murray, questionable for this game, but they had Chisena in there because you had to put Brown on IR. So you got Dortch, Wilson, Moore. Pascal's your only depth there. So obviously needed some help there, but didn't make another elevation. Everybody else is the same as we talked about this week. They still got Trey McBride there. Going to have to watch out for him. Not one of the better offensive lines. You can get after him. Looking forward to some of these matchups we talked about earlier this week. Then on the defensive side of the ball, you could see they placed Ledbetter on IR, so Kevin Strong's going to have to step in there. They got Lopez Stills, but only Naquan Jones is depth there. Now, got a bunch of edge rushers. We'll see if they can get things done with a four-man rotation interior-wise. And look, they don't have to go five-man fronts, but, it's Jonathan Gannon. We know what they'll do there, and they do run predominantly five-man fronts. Now, with Barnes and Popo there, you see Popo is questionable. They brought Trevor Nowaski. They claimed him. So now he's on the active roster. You got Maddox, Williams, Turner. We'll see if Popo is out, but not a great sign when you're adding linebackers there. And then Garrett Williams, questionable. We talked about Sasha Ray will step in if need be. He's done that while he's been out. So got a few injury things. And tomorrow during the pregame show, I'll break it all down. But here's the special teams. Everybody good to go there for the Cardinals. But that's all I've got for you, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Hope you're ready to watch this game coming up. Now, obviously, it would benefit us if the Lions lose. So, hey, I'm just hoping for a tie. That'll be the best thing that could happen. Hoping these teams beat the hell out of each other and the Eagles just do what they got to do. Get into the playoffs. Get hot at the right time, baby. Fix all those mistakes we've been breaking down and go shock the world, win this Super Bowl, baby. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you think I'm crazy. Maybe you're on board with me. Love to hear whatever is on your mind. But I'll be back tomorrow, 11:45 pregame show. Let's go, Birds. But if you have any thoughts, anything you want to get out off your chest, let me know down below in the comments. But until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Hope you all have a great night. Have a very happy New Year. Stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!